Okay, this is hole number 5, the second of the par 4s on the front, and right now they're shooting this from the middle tee. There's actually a tee about 40-50 yards back of that, so the view really doesn't look like this unless you're on this middle tee. So what you'll want to be aware of for a longer hitter, you'll want to challenge kind of up this right side. They'll be able to airmail this tree line and find an opening past it, because there's a little lake here. I'm sorry, not a lake. There's a little pond right past this tree here on the left that if they hit the ball too straight or any type of draw or pull in it, a very long hitter can actually hit it into that pond or get caught behind this little tree. So the fairway slopes right to left. Okay, so long hitters need to be taking or challenging the right side a little bit to ensure they have a clean opening for their second. Shorter hitters need to avoid this right side. For instance, they cannot carry these trees nor get past them, and this is probably one of the most difficult spots on the course, or especially on the front nine, if they get caught in this tree area. You can see the branches are hanging low. They're going to be forced to punch out, but they're going to be punching in this direction. You can see this little pond here, so the punch almost has to be like a little punch cut. So you're trying to keep something low and put fade spin on it, right? That's kind of contradictory, even though we know that it is possible to do. But what I'm saying is it's tricky. So you can see the openings up here on the left, how much more difficult it is to get caught behind something. So they need to really be hugging the left side as a shorter hitter. Longer hitters need to be hugging more of the right. But what we want to try to do here is get past these tree lines and get into an open spot. So shorter hitters will find themselves more in this area, around 150 or so, approaching into the green. Long hitters will be able to clear this tree line and get past everything and find themselves more in these positions with like 100 yards or less. So the approach coming in, let's say from here, the green slopes right to left. Okay, there's actually a little bit more room than it appears as far as before you get into the pond. You're going to have to pull or hook that kind of hard to actually get the ball wet, but it also runs downhill, so you won't have to take all the club if needed. If you're wanting to kind of bounce and roll the ball on, that's a good way to go about it. But for the longer hitters, once they can kind of get down in this area, you know, they're going to be around 100 yards or so or less with their approach, so they don't have to worry too much about what's guarding the green. So there is out of bounds back and long here, so if it gets a little windy and you're having a hard time choosing the right club or with your club selection, be careful of that, because anything that kind of flies this bunker can hit and kind of kick towards out of bounds. Plus, you do not want to go long of this green. This green slopes off the back. It's going to be a very difficult chip and pitch back into it, because the green's going to be running away from you at that moment. Now the green itself, as far as putting, isn't too tricky, but there can be putts on this right side if you're on the right putting back down, or if you're even in the short right here putting back up. There's a lot of break on this right side of the green. Everything kind of flattens out more towards the left and the center of it, so those are the areas you'll definitely want to be trying to get into to ensure the easiest putt possible, or to ensure like an easy 2-putt. So be careful of going long here. Again, on the approach, be careful of getting stuck on the right side. That's going to be a difficult up and down. So kind of the safe areas are short and short center, and remember the fairway and the hole kind of slope and kicks this way, so if you're not hitting a shorter club, you can definitely kind of roll something in from these positions. But not too challenging of a hole, but if you get caught in some bad areas, it definitely does make the hole a lot harder than it should be. So that's hole 5.